Freestyle this one.
I go off the top.
The last one was pretty good, Chicken.
My bars?
He's talking.
Oh, his bars.
He was talking about crashing foreign whips and shit.
His bars is always subpar.
That was,
This guy, why you always in competition with me? You supposed to be co-host.
Not my co-host anymore. I just told you. All right, bro. Can we start the podcast? My boy gotta go.
let's get it.
My boy.
Welcome.
It's not your guest. I just met him. That's my nigga. I fuck with him though.
20 minutes in, you
I
feel
just
me?
met him. I fuck with him. He's my boy now.
You should have heard what they were saying about you.
They was talking shit.
Bro, start the podcast. This is the intro right here. Fucking welcome to the Children of the Trenches podcast with your host Anthony Finesse Hess.
Marcus Young.
And today we have a very special guest, Javion the Professor.
I took over. I come in your trap and take over your trap.
Hey, today we got a very special guest.
Wow.
Say your name, guest. Say your name. Mr. Ford know himself.
Hey, on second thought, we're going to have to do a rain check. I'm out of here.
Hey, honestly. No. Anthony Finesse has.
Javion, Professor Cardinal.
And today we got a very special guest.
Marcus Young from Long Beach.
From Long Beach. From the trenches.
From the
trenches, for sure. And Marcus is going to talk to us about something that we all need to know, something that, is one of the key elements to building generational wealth, which is real estate. I feel like real estate is something that, like I said, everybody needs to know something of. Everybody needs to participate in, even if you aren't a full-fledged real estate investor. You should always own a little bit of real estate or some real estate that you could pass down to the generations, because one thing that God isn't making more of is land. So the more land you own, most likely the better off you will be. So Marcus, let's just get into it, bro. How did you good?
Yeah,
Don't adjust shit when I'm talking. How did you?
Whoa.
Bro, how did you? How'd you? I don't give a fuck what you talking about. We the same weight, nigga. We the same weight class right now, nigga.
I wouldn't even
Gio, get the gloves. Get the gloves, Gio.
And you see who pushing though. Come on, bro. Stop playing. No headgear.
We don't need no headgear.
You
No
about to say
gloves
yeah though.
either.
You about to say yeah
No
though.
gloves
He's
either.
scary.
No gloves
Marcus.
either.
Marcus. Hey, bro, how did you get into real estate?
So really, I'm gonna break it all down to you. So I was going to Cal State Long Beach. I was majoring in marketing, going to class every day like everybody else. But me, it just wasn't into school. You know, like coming from high school, I was the only child. My mom, I got to do what I was able to do, but my mom didn't give me the freedom that I wanted. So when I transitioned to college, got my own dorm, I had the most freedom in the world. So I wasn't really taking my time and using it to my best and my advantage, so ended up, not going to class, just getting this is, the college life, you know what you hear, college life partying, hanging out with your friends. So I'm gonna tell you a little story. Like my first night at the dorm, right? I get there, meeting everybody. So me and my friends decide to go to the park and we smoking a little weed, right? Next thing you know, it's like 11:30, 12 at night. Cops pull up. We get to running, right? I had a big ass longboard in my hand. Everybody jump over the gate. I can't jump over the gate with a longboard. So the boys get me. They put me in a cop car. They like, who was everybody who was with? I was like, I don't know him. Just met him the first day. Just moved in here. I'm 17 at the time. He was like, okay, since you're not 18, I can't take you back to the dorm. You got to call your mom. So it's like 12:30. I had to call my mom. This is the first time me being in like a little bit of like major trouble. So my mom comes. She come pick me up. She take me home. She dead silent the whole car ride home. It's like you in trouble. Your mom yell at you, but like she disappointed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it hurt more that she was so silent in the car than like scolding me out.
Yeah.
So that was the first day to move in the dorm. Transition. I didn't learn my lesson from there. Shit just try on, get worse and worse and worse. So after my first year of college, transitioned out, went to LBCC, and I was like, I got to make a difference. I know I love marketing. My whole passion has always been business. I got to find something to where I can get into a business now, start branding myself, building my name, and see where it take me. So that summer, dated my girlfriend, I would say December. We met December. And her dad's a real estate agent in Vegas.
Okay.
He was like, I see your passion in marketing and branding and business. He was like, you should get your real estate license and see where it takes you. So I get my real estate. I start studying. It's about, for everybody out there, if you plan on getting your real estate license, the first thing you need is 3 classes. It's real estate business, real estate practice, and then you can pick anything you want. You can do real estate appraisal or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's 3 classes that you need to take. Then you got to study for the state exam, and then you got to pass the state exam. So I did all that. It's about a 6-month process. So during that 6 months, you really got to educate yourself. You know, it's no playing around with this. If you get into real estate, I recommend really educating yourself, because you don't want to come in on the outside of it and be like, I don't know. You asked me something, I was like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I just tried to pass the test.
Yeah.
So I recommend really getting there, educating yourself, and make sure you're doing what you need to do. So 6-month process come out. I joined a company called Nationwide Real Estate Executives. Okay. And so I'm still young. I'm 19 at the time, you know, brand new fish. Everybody looking at me like, oh, who is this young buck? You know, like fresh puppy, fresh meat in there. Everybody in there, I'm the youngest by 10 years. I'm 19, oldest person in there, 32. I say 10 years, maybe somebody might have been 29 in there. Yeah. But everybody, I would say one person who really grabbed me under their wing was this dude named Ian Michael. He showed me the ropes, showed me what I needed to do, and everything took off from there, you know. So make sure, I would say, if you get into real estate, make sure you try to get with somebody. You don't have to join a team. I don't recommend anybody really joining the team, because you're cutting away from your shine, you know. So say you got a team, you got a real estate team, Javion got a real estate team. I join your team, and it's just y'all being branded. I'm not branding myself. I'm just helping you glorify yourself and get you money. So what I looked at is like, I don't care if I don't sell no houses my first year, my second year. What you gonna know is Marcus Young Real Estate, and I'm gonna brand myself to where they know Marcus Young, you know. So I didn't care about the houses being sold. I just know my brand is gonna be impeccable. You know?
Now, how do you build your brand as a real estate agent? Is it getting billboards out there? Are you trying to get your face on the bus bus stops? Like, how are you building that real estate brand?
So I would say like billboards and bus stop posters are like, it's not modern anymore. It's like the older ways of doing stuff. Okay. Like now you can do it Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, like how you guys are doing it and stuff like that. And right now it really is a big thing, word of mouth. You know, so getting your name out there. Like 19, I'm building my name now, but I'm 22 now. Half of the people are already out there. Okay, they know you can go to Marcus for some real estate advice, you know, stuff like that. And then just building your name, and then also putting flyers out. You know, what I do is I put flyers out and go door knocking to homeowners, because that's who I'm trying to get into, trying to help them knowledge themselves. And what I really look at is, I'm not a salesperson, but I'm a real estate educator. You know, I'm gonna educate you on real estate. A lot of people are trying to come in and try to sell people a house. I don't need to sell you a house, because you already gonna buy it yourself. You know, so while you're in the process of buying or selling, I'm gonna educate you on what you need to do, what's gonna help you in the long run, and what's gonna make sure you're successful in this purchase. You know, so you kind of come in and trying to be, oh, this is why you should buy this house. This and that. It's like, it's kind of a turnoff. You know, it's like somebody trying to, any salesperson, you go car salesman or anything, you don't want somebody being pushy on you, trying to, you know, just a turnoff. So that's how I look at it.
And you can kind of tell when somebody's trying to sell you and when somebody's genuinely trying to help you.
Exactly. That's the main difference. You never, for anybody out there in any sales or anything, you never want to be a salesperson, because again, like, you're gonna be too pushy on somebody, or it's just a turnoff, and it's just like they desperate for it. You know, you never be desperate for anything.
So you focus on residential?
I focus on everything in real estate.
Yes, sir.
Any residential, investment, commercial, anything you need in real estate. That's why I'm here.
Give him a call, Marcus Young.
It's real estate that's my passion as of right now, is just really building my real estate brand and company. I've been in 4 years now. I'm 22. Let's see where I can go where I'm 30. You know, that's how I look at it. I'm not where I want to be now, but it's like what you got, like how you guys say it, instant gratification. Yeah. I can't sit here and be like, damn, I need everything right now. It's like, you gotta wait. It's a marathon. You see it? It's a marathon. And we gotta, like, that's really, Nip is really like one of my biggest inspirations. You know, you get down, it's like, damn. All right, I know I'm not supposed to have it right now. You feel me? It's like, I know it's gonna pop off when it's supposed to pop off. You know, so
everything.
Nah, we went to the same high school together.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yep.
grew up. This is my boy.
Yeah, this is my boy.
We,
We grew up together. We
he just met him 20 minutes ago. He be trying to steal everything of my friends.
Come on, man. Since 2012, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, man. From the sandbox. Children of the trenches.
Nah, I say that to say, you know, in high school you play ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And would you say you were on a different path in high school, or did you ever see yourself like, you know, investing in real estate?
Man, growing up, bro, like I'm not gonna like, but every African American dream, all right, from our culture is being, you know, basketball, rap, anything, you know,
Yeah.
not really thinking of real estate. So growing up, all my homies was into basketball. So that's the first thing I really drew to is like, oh man, like we hooping, you know, even, you know, the first person y'all had was the new players. I was playing basketball with Keyshawn and Shannon, you know, I was playing basketball with Alex. Like that was our first thing was J Squad hooping. Like I'm trying to get somewhere D1 no matter what. Like I'm trying to hoop. Get to high school, my hoop dreams is declining. I'm not playing as much as I want to play. So it's like, okay, I'm not going D1. So I'm gonna try to find something out to where I can figure out what I want to do now. And then so in high school, that's where I learned about marketing. I didn't know too much about real estate in high school. My uncle was a real estate agent, but he didn't reach the success that he wanted to, so he couldn't pass the knowledge down to me. You know, so it's hard for somebody who didn't reach what they want to do and try to educate somebody else. So in high school, again, I always knew like business is what I wanted to do. Marketing is what I wanted to do. Because I was always researching of how somebody can take a small business, such as like Amazon or such like that, and grow it to a million, billion, you know, empire. Like exactly. So that was my main focus. Like, how can I build something into an empire? So going in, told you the story how I got my real estate license, and that's where I'm trying to build now.
Okay.
Now, for anybody out there, let's say anybody our age, you know, anybody young, let's say somebody just got married, somebody just got a promotion, anybody, they want to buy a house. What are some of the first steps that they need to take in order to, you know, purchase a home? What's the first things that you need to do?
All right, we're gonna go through the whole process, right?
get it.
So my first suggestion is you get pre-approved for your loan, right?
Okay.
So before you even go out, because you want to know your price range or what you can spend, right? So I would say go talk to a loan officer, go to a bank, go make sure you're making sure you know about the percentage of your loan. Go out there, study the loan, study the mortgage industry, and make sure you're getting the APR. What APR is the annual percentage rate. You're getting the best APR on your loan, so the percentage you're paying back is not high, right? So you get it pre-approved, you get your loan, and now we're going shopping for houses. We're going to look at houses. We're going into your price range. So now it's a lot of things while trying to purchase a property that you need to know. So first is you need an inspection done. Now, before we go to that, you put an offer in for a house, right? We wait about 3 days to see if we get accepted for the price. So right now is a seller's market. So what a seller's market is basically everybody that's selling their home are trying to sell it for the highest price point. And so right now it's kind of hard for a lot of people to buy a home because it's like everybody's pricing at 700s, 650s. But I'm sorry, I'm going all off.
No. Dig into it.
Yeah, so going back to actually purchasing a home, make sure you get pre-approved. Now we get acceptance. Now we're going after acceptance, we're going to get an inspection done. So what the inspection is, making sure everything is right with the property. We check in roofing, termites, flooring, everything like that, make sure everything is good. Then after your inspection, we get something that's called an appraisal. Now, what an appraisal is somebody that's coming in and making sure. So you have the list price of what you're selling your house for, but the appraisal is coming in and saying this is what the actual value of the home is worth. So the appraisal say, all right, so I'll give you an example. Say you're selling your home for $710, right?
Okay.
But the appraisal comes in at $690. The loan is only the person who's giving you a loan, they're only gonna give you $690.
Okay.
You know, because now you got to come out of pocket that $20,000 difference.
Yeah.
So, but you still got to pay 5% on the $690, and then you got to come out of pocket 20%.
What's the 6? Oh, it's 5% of the 6.
5% for the
down
APR.
payment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll give you a better example for number wise. So, say you paying $735 for a house. It comes out, the appraisal comes back say you bought your house at 750. The list agreement is at 750, but the appraisal comes back at 735. Again, you only gonna get loans 735. Coming out of pocket, that difference is a lot of money because now say you gotta come up with the money for the inspection and repairs for the cost. You already came out of pocket 50,000. Now you got to come out of pocket 10, 20 more to do the repairs. So now sometimes it's not worth the money to do all that. So you want to make sure that when you're buying a property, you can see the comps. What a comp is other homes that have been sold in that area for the same price. So you know, okay, this is not going to go. It's going to be that value, you know. So you want to make sure the homes are always in that value you have, you know.
Now, is that the problem that's going on right now where since it is a seller's market where the houses are being sold for more than they're worth?
So that's exactly the problem. So I have a client right now. We're running into a lot of problems where the seller wants to take away the appraisal contingency. And what that means is whatever the appraisal comes at, you're still purchasing it at the purchase price you agreed to. So what we did was we put an offer in at $760, right? The appraisal came back at $700. My client's only gonna get loans $700. Now they got to come out of pocket $60K, and now that's not after the inspection. So they still 5% of, you know, that's a lot of money for them to come out of pocket. So it's kind of hard when you're in the seller's market. I would say make sure you always get your appraisal done. Never take away that appraisal contingency unless you really love that home and you have deep pockets, you know, and you can afford it, you know, because it's not worth. Say you don't have the deep pockets, it's not worth coming $60K out of pocket and then another 10, another 20 to do repairs, you know? So, because now you 80,000 out of pocket and then you got the 2 months later, you got your, you know, you got your mortgage payment, you know?
And nigga, you need furniture.
Yeah, exactly. You need, exactly. And I would tell everybody, make sure you have enough money to where you're comfortable. You don't want to go in to buy a house and you're not comfortable with furniture. You got your water payments, you got your home insurance payments, you got gardening, you got, you know, everything that you need to take care of. It's not coming from rent where everything, your water's taken care of, your electricity is taken care of. Now you got to come up, you know. And I always say to everybody, an asset is a liability if you're not managing the asset right. You know what I'm saying? So anything can be a liability unless you're make sure you're doing what you need to do with it, you know?
And I think the misconception is that, you know, if you buy a house, it's automatically an asset. Yeah. I mean, like how you said, if you're not managing right or if it's just taking a lot of money from you, you feel me? You're paying a mortgage, you're paying utilities, you know, and all of a sudden, it's a liability because it's not putting, you know, money in your pocket. Yeah. And if you bought it kind of how you saying, if you bought it at 690 or 660 and it's worth 700 or whatever the fuck, you're already negative in equity. Exactly. So at that point, you don't even have it's not even contributing to your net worth because now, you feel me, you're negative on a loan. But what kind of first-time homebuyer programs are there out there to help, you know, people like us, young, or just anybody that do want to purchase a home?
So there's a FHA loan. That's really for homebuyer, Federal Housing Administration. They really help out first-time homebuyers, and then some. Not all, but different mortgage industries, different loan officers. This is where a lot of people need to do their due diligence and research because a lot of programs, they come out there, they have closing costs for you. They cover your closing costs. So a lot of people don't know is when you're coming in to buy a house, you have your earnest money deposit, you have your 5% down payment or your 3% down payment for your loan, and then you also have closing costs. And closing costs could be 1% of the total amount of the home or 10,000. So sometimes it can be like 7,300 to 10,000. So you want to make sure you have all that money. But sometimes when you go to your loan officers, they can say, okay, we understand you're a first-time home buyer. We have this program for you where it covers your down payment. It covers, and we're going to give you some money towards the down payment. So you got money for your down payment and you got money for your closing costs. So just make sure you don't go to Chase. Don't go to just Chase and say, we're trying to get a home. We need the mortgage payments. Go explore everywhere. Go to Chase, Wells Fargo. You can go to get a hard money loan. You can go to, I can give you some people who just have their own personal banking, you know. Just making sure you're doing your due diligence again and making sure you know the best place to hold your money, you know.
And I think the great part about it is when you are, you know, looking for a mortgage is that, like, when you, let's say you apply, you know, for a mortgage and they run your credit, you have 14 days, right? Yeah, is it 14 days to pretty much shop around and get your credit ran by numerous mortgage companies. So pretty much what that means is it won't affect your credit score as much as pretty much they would just all group it together as one inquiry instead of, you know, putting them all as separate inquiries. If you shop around for your mortgages within those 14 days, it will be all grouped together as one inquiry. Now,
Let me piggyback off you for
Go
that
ahead,
1 second.
let's
So,
do it.
like, just exactly what he said off that. If you go over that 14 days and you try to go get another inquiry, it's like your credit drops now. Keeps dropping. And then it's like you're not going to get it approved for what you once really were trying to get approved.
Yeah.
So always do your due diligence and making sure that 14 days you can go shop around everywhere. You don't even have to get your credit ran. Just call them up and say, what are your APRs right now on a $650,000 loan, or what first-time home buyer programs are available, in my option range. You don't always have to get your credit ran, but only get it ran if you know that you're really interested in this, because when they run your credit, it's going to say, we can approve you for this much and this,
So what you're saying is get it ran one time, see how much they approve you for, and then use that number to call the other.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
because then you already say, okay, I'm already approved for this much.
Yeah.
So now I can really. So maybe somewhere else is going to approve me for a little bit more, but I know this is how much I'm already at, So don't get it ran all the time, because then it's like, again, your credit is going to start dropping, and then you get it ran again, the number might change, So
For real.
so that just again, always do your due diligence and making sure you're in the right position. Don't always base it off the numbers that you see, or just don't trust one person. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, for real. Now I want to talk about multifamily homes for a second. Are you have experience selling multifamily homes, and you want to get into that?
Yeah, so really, multifamily is a way that a person can live for free. So basically is you're living in one, or you don't even have to live in one. That's what my goal is, really. You live in one, another person lives in the other one. A multi-unit is a home where it has multiple units on the home. So you live in one of the units, another tenant lives in the other one. And now that mortgage payment is still around. Mortgage payments right now for like $600,000, $650,000, or say $2,500, $3,000. So you're renting a 1 bed here in Long Beach, 1 bed, 1 bath. You can rent for like $1,200, $1,400. 2 bed, 1 bed's $1,000, 2 bed, $2,000. Like a room in Long Beach right now is $1,000. So you're basing off that. You get a multi-unit and you live in one. You got a 2 bed in the other one. You living for free now, because your mortgage payment is like $2,500. They living in there for $27,000. You profiting $200 every month, But the only thing you're really paying for now is electricity and stuff like that. But really, you're living for free, So always, and then when you get into the game of multi-units, I wanted to talk about this. Is like where I come from is a tremendous in multi-units. And I come from where I lived in the Wrigley's with my auntie before, where, the apartments there are not in the best condition. But you have those owners who are just looking at it as to make profit. But if we buy these properties and turn them into a good looking properties and manage them well, then the hood is not really the hood no more. The hood is how the owners create it. And then when you don't care about your own product, why should I care about it?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If you're not putting the stuff that we really need in these apartments, and the trash is always full in the back, and I go out there, I'm going to just throw it on the ground because I'm not going to put it in the trash.
Yeah.
The owner don't care. The people not going to care. The quality of the apartments is going to deteriorate, and then that's how hoods are really created, So.
And I think it's great that you said that, because everybody has a problem with gentrification. Nobody likes gentrification, but gentrification isn't a bad thing if we're the ones that gentrifying it.
Exactly, because if we coming in and saying we understand the problem that's here, we going to fix this problem. And gentrification is I would say isn't a bad thing. It's only a bad thing when they're trying to push our people out of there and trying to create something that isn't a problem solver.
Yeah.
What gentrification is it needs to have a problem, and it needs to identify the problem, and needs to be the problem solver to help these people in the community. So like in the Wrigley's, for example, like there's a lot of homeless community that's growing right now, and to help these people, we could have solved it a long time ago, just making these apartments better, or making it a better living situation to where these homeless can be better people, So that's just my opinion on it, my thought.
And really quick, for those who might not know, can you just explain what gentrification is? Really
So
quick?
gentrification really is a area, a diluted area where land is really cheap. Investors come to this area, they buy up these properties, and now they move these renters, these tenants out of these areas. The way they move them now is because they're putting more money into this land. They're raising the price. Now the tenants there, they can barely afford the rent that's already there. So if you raise the price, now you have these people leaving this area. All the people leave this area. Now they tear down the buildings and build something else.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who are now getting gentrified out of the areas are heading to the IEs. Now you see a lot of people in Victorville and areas like that. That's where a lot of our people are moving to because land is cheap. They're becoming homeowners out there. But then again, you have some of the people where, a lot of people in these bad areas now bringing that energy out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's how things change because, again, you can't change everybody, but you can, when you're trying to help somebody, then it brings change. You know? Again, like, for me, it was like, you can't tell me what to do, but you can guide me and show me how to make something better. It's like, I always give an example. It's like, you can't tell a gangbanger to stop gangbanging. What are you going to give him to stop?
Exactly.
It's like, you got to give me a resolution. How am I going to be better or be a better person?
Exactly.
Put more money in my pocket or something like that.
Show me another way.
Everybody's doing that's something for a reason. If you give me a solution of how to do something better, then we can make a change,
Yes, sir.
So now does the process of gentrification cancel out the amount of or limit the amount of Section 8 housing?
So yeah, it does because now that area is more money is being brought into that area. So Section 8 really is. So a person has to apply for Section 8.
Yeah.
So and Section 8 is really where the government. Section 8 is where their government is putting. They have like they have a map. So there we go. A map of where Section 8 is located. So they'll say, okay, you're approved for Section 8 here, 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 but not here. And that not here could be across the street. So it really depends on what the government really wants to pay. And now a lot of people don't know what Section 8 is. The government is paying your rent. You're only paying about maybe $300, $500 a month, but the government is literally sending that landlord a check, and then you pay the difference. Yeah. So Section 8 is, if you need Section 8, I don't discourage renting. I don't discourage Section 8 because I come from that, So I rent right now, and just making sure we understand the benefits of home ownership because when we do make that transition, we already know and we already have the game for it, So that's just where I stand.
Yeah. And I honestly think on an investing standpoint, Section 8 makes a lot of sense because that's going to be guaranteed rent in your pocket.
Yeah.
If I had an apartment, bro, it's going to be, I'm going to try to get
you Section 8 for you're a landlord because now you know your money coming in. Exactly. I don't have to go chase down nobody for my rent. I know. Okay, some people I don't even care about that $200. Like
the money coming in guaranteed.
I'm gonna get the $1,000 from the government. You can keep your little $200. So
go buy some groceries.
So that's exactly how it is. I know people who is like, I don't even take the $300, $200 from them. I just take the government money and we good. So
and at the same time, you helping your people.
Exactly because a lot of people are out here hurting, even due to COVID. Just bro, like COVID really pushed a lot of people back. And being in real estate, I noticed it because from a lot of homes are being sold now, and a lot of these people are going to transition to the rental market. And I'm gonna talk about that is like a lot of people are dealing with foreclosure, short sales. A foreclosure is when now you in distress. I can't make these payments on this mortgage no more. I'm gonna just stop paying altogether. And now the bank takes over, whoever the mortgage person was, they take over this house, and now you gotta go. But what a short sale is a short sale is basically the owner, before they even get into that financial distress, they decide to sell the home for what the difference is in the mortgage. So they decide to sell it for a little bit lower. So say you own a home you bought your house for $700,000. I can't make these payments no more. I gotta sell it for $400,000. You sell it for $400,000. You give that money straight back to the bank, and either the bank can forgive that $300,000 difference, or you got to make those payments. Yeah. So it's a tough game, but that's why I always got to make sure. If you don't know the asset's a liability, that's what happens. Just making sure you doing everything you need to do in this game.
Now, really quick, can we describe the foreclosure process for anybody that might be going through that situation, just so they can become more educated on the actual process of foreclosure?
So before we even start the process of a foreclosure, your mortgage industry, they should give you a prepayment penalty. And what that means is you can be late on your payments a couple times. They'll give you some notifications. Hey, you need to pay this. You need to pay this. And if that third, fourth time you don't pay, they start raising it. And then after that, you go into a foreclosure. They'll start mailing you, okay, we're about to put you in a foreclosure. Before you even get into foreclosure, they'll give you options of what to do.
Pre-foreclosure.
Yeah, they'll do a lot of stuff to help you out. But again, if you have to be wanting to help yourself out, you know. And if you go into foreclosure, I understand it. I understand it's not always. I've had people, you know, that I've had to help go into foreclosure. But a foreclosure, I would say if you can, try to get it as fast as possible because it's going to follow you for the rest of your life. Now, because a lot of people who go into foreclosures, they end up going to the rental market after, right? Now, again, you need to get your credit score checked before you even get approved for apartment. And now that landlord sees, oh, they just came out of a foreclosure. We don't know if they're going to be able to really make payments, you know? So that's what's really hard. And it's like, he had a foreclosure. He makes a lot more money, but he had a foreclosure. But this guy's never had anything on his record. We'll go with him, you know? So just keeping that in mind because we don't know when going to apply for these rental markets, we don't know how they're thinking and, you know, from a financial standpoint and making sure we putting ourselves in the best position never to get denied or, you know, even be in a foreclosure situation. So just making sure we putting ourselves in the best position at all costs, you know? Is how I look at it. And then I'm going to touch on I'm going to go back to investing right now. So when we go, say you buy a house, right? 3 years later, you decide you want to buy another house, right? Yeah. So what I tell a lot of people is first you want to do is you want to refinance the current home you have. And what refinancing is, you can refinance a lot of things. You can refinance your car. If you own a car, you can refinance that. You can refinance your student loans. You can do, and what refinancing means is basically all the money that you've already paid for a certain amount of years. They calculate that up, and they take that away from what you already owe, and now it's you owe lower, and now you have a different amount of what you owe, right? And now the difference is you have this thing called a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, and what that is, the bank will say, okay, your home is worth $700,000, you only owe $400,000, so this HELOC, you got a $300,000 home equity line of credit that you can use, so you can take that $300,000 out, put it on a new home. Put that 300, or you can put 100,000 on a new home. Now you got two homes, right, for that one mortgage. So now your mortgage is maybe back to 500 or 700, but you got two homes out of it, and now you can move your money around with it. So always look into HELOCs because that's free money necessarily that you made by doing nothing off the equity of your home. Yep. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're educating yourself on everything, and then there's just a lot of ways you can play around with real estate. You know.
For real. I know me personally, are you familiar with the 203K?
Yeah.
So me personally, me and my girl, we was looking to get a 203K for a multifamily. And kind of I wanted to kind of get like a triplex or a fourplex because my logic is with the duplex, if that apartment or if that unit isn't rented out, or let's say I'm pretty much still gonna be having to pay a big chunk of the mortgage. So I wanted to get like a triplex or a fourplex. And for anybody that don't know, a 203K loan is a FHA home loan, like he mentioned, but they're going to give you money tied into the loan to repair the property. So with the usual FHA home loan, pretty much the house already has to be in pretty livable condition. But with the 203K, you can go get the bandos that you got down the street. You can buy that.
Talk to him.
Nah, but the 203K,
I can buy my boy Trap.
Yeah. So the house I was selling crack in, I say, you know what, I'm gonna buy this.
You still live here, we good.
No. So with the 203K, you can go ahead and get, like, you know, beat up properties, abandoned houses, and the bank, like I said, will give you money to purchase the home, and they'll give you money to repair the home. So I wanted to use that loan strategy and target the multi-family property. So I figured if I get a triplex or a fourplex, let's say if I get a triplex for $600,000, I get the 203K loan. Let's say if it costs $50,000 to repair, so in total my loan would be $650,000, right? Now after running the comps or doing the comparables, let's say the
always do your comps.
Always do the comps. So let's say if the ARV or the after repair value of the home is $750, right? So the ARV is $750. I got the loan for $650. You feel me? I go ahead, I purchase the house, I go in there, then I do the repairs, and now my house is up to standard. My house is worth $750.
$100K profit right there.
I just built $100,000 of equity into the home, right? Now at the same time, I built $100,000 in equity into the home. I use that. First, I rent it out because, like I said, I have, you know, it's a fourplex or a triplex. So I live in one unit, or motherfucker, I live in the garage. I don't give a fuck. Nah.
Live for free. You know
I live in one unit, and then I rent out the other units for, you know, whatever $1,500, whatever the rents are going for. So now my mortgage is paid. But like how he said, I have $100,000 in equity. So immediately what I'll do is I'll get a HELOC or I'll refinance get that $100,000 out, put that in another property using another 2 or 3K, you know,
Right then and there.
and then just keep flipping it, and then that's how you use one property, and you can take that property and then make it grow, and it turn into a empire, like how you were saying. Yeah, for real. But that's the goal of me and my girl working on right now. We in the process of making that happen. Yep. So yeah, bro, that's why I kind of know a little bit, just because I've been doing it, like how you said, doing the research, bro, doing your due diligence, and just realizing, bro, like this information wasn't told to us. You feel me? We gotta go out and we gotta we gotta do it ourselves. So it's like I mean, shit, I'm just trying to get it, bro.
And it's
really all
bro, it's free information if you want to educate yourself.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of people think you got to go to college to educate yourself. Or I'm no knock against college. If you're majoring in something that's really up there that you need to, college is by all means the greatest way you can go. But if you want to do real estate or stocks or anything like that, you have to look up this information on yourself and really do your due diligence and making sure you're educated all the way through, you know. So because you can't skip steps in anything, you know, because if you skip a step, it's gonna bite you in the ass, and you're gonna have to go back and relearn that step.
Exactly.
For sure. Even in boxing, you skip one thing, that nigga gonna hit you. You're gonna be like, okay, I got to duck now. You know,
gotta sharpen up.
Yeah, your trainer hit you in the head. Okay, I got to duck. You told my ass to duck. You know, so even going back,
I know a lot about that. See if we getting caught.
Going back to the FHA though, when you get in the FHA loan,
You about to get caught.
hey, we putting the gloves on after this. You know,
don't want to do that. He don't want to do that. He don't want to do that. Go ahead, bro. Hey, honestly, we was giving him a lot of game, bro. Keep going, David. He's trying to distract us.
With the FHA loan, you got to be aware though, because if there's anything wrong with the property, they're not going to approve that loan. So that's the difference. There's a FHA loan, a conventional loan, and then there's VA. That's for veterans. For veterans, you can do 0% down and everything like that. But if you put more down, they'll look at it as, okay, he didn't have to put nothing down, but he's willing to do it. And then the conventional loan is basically just a regular loan. Okay, he can do whatever because it's the money that he's getting, you know. But a FHA loan is more policies, more strict, and there's just basically saying if there's anything wrong with the property, we're not gonna give you that loan, you know. So you just got to make sure you're aware of everything. And then going back to the investment property, to where he was talking about his loan, right? Now, for that 100K profit that you just made, you put into another property, we're going to do a 1031 exchange, right? And what a 1031 exchange is, we got profit from our investment property, and we moving into another investment property to defer those taxes.
So do you still have to pay taxes off a refinance?
Yeah, you do pay for taxes.
Oh, wow, okay.
So, but you want to, that's why you do that 1031 exchange, to defer your taxes. Okay. You know, so you can pay them later on. And then also, for anybody that's in the investment industry, all those repairs that you do in your investment property are tax write-off. Yes, you know, tax deductible. And make sure, that's why I tell a lot of people, and that's why when we come from apartment complex, I never understood, like, why is everything so bad in here when you could be a tax write-off, and, you know? Yeah. And at the end of the day, you making more profit because you put more money back into these apartments. So that's what I never understood coming, really, when I got to this game, I'm like, damn, like why are apartments like, you know what I'm saying? It could look way better than what it does, but the owners don't care. They don't care about us. And again, going back, the owner don't care, we don't care. We don't care. Everybody don't care around the neighborhood. That's when the neighborhoods start looking bad and stuff like that. But you do have those old grandparents who do still give a fuck, you know? And it's like, my grandparents, like, even if it was in a bad neighborhood, she made sure to take care of what she had, because this is the only thing we do have, you know? So that's how I always looked at it. And then going back to the real estate game, you got your 1031 exchange, you defer your taxes. And then what I always hate is when people say we can go to Texas and we get some cheaper land, right? You can go to Texas and get a big ass house for the same price here, right? But you go to Texas, you're paying more in property taxes than you're paying in California. Yeah. I didn't know that. You didn't know that, right? Nah. You didn't know that. Texas is the most, but you do have, they don't have state income tax. Okay. So you do make a little bit more, but at the end of the year, you're paying half of that in property taxes. You know, so I was looking, actually, my girlfriend's parents recently bought a house, helped them out on that. And their property taxes, what they paid in their down payment is what people in Texas pay for their property taxes.
Damn.
So They
Every
paying
year.
property taxes, I believe, like 25, maybe even less. They paying it for the same house, same price point, same square footage, 50, 60K property tax. Even though that's tax is deducted in tax, it's like you don't want to pay 60K,
Nah.
and so that's what a lot of people don't understand. And I get a lot of people move to Texas, but you got to make sure when you're moving and what state you're going to, you understand what's going on in those states, because California isn't like Nevada. Nevada's not like Texas. Texas is not like Florida. You got to make sure you got to do everything you do in real estate or anything, do your due diligence and making sure where you going is where you need to be. So that's my key. That's my little gem.
Nah, for real. And there's been a lot of gems in this episode. I think we should can we charge? Can we do like a monthly subscription on YouTube or not? We're gonna have to start
monetize that, dude.
He monetizing the information. You can,
monetize first.
he going to OnlyFans, huh?
Little do you know.
hey, $5.99, man. $5.99.
Hey man, small numbers add up. Small numbers add up. Follow me on OnlyFans. Nah.
Follow the trenches on OnlyFans.
Man. OnlyFans, man. We got the game on here, man. We know what we doing.
No, on everything. So pretty much I wanted to get into like pretty much your plans. Like when do you start planning? Because I remember you mentioned like you want to buy a home and of course, but when do you start planning on getting that process and getting all that stuff together?
So I recently just moved out of my mom's house this year. So
Okay, that's good. Congratulations.
So
Congrats,
moved in with my
man.
girlfriend. Appreciate you guys on that. I got a lot of heat on it because a lot of people in my family are still in the old days. Well, you got to move in when they married, but I feel now, but I feel now it's like my girlfriend is more responsible than I am. My girlfriend more responsible than some of my homies are. Yeah. So why wouldn't I move in with somebody who's more responsible and will take care of stuff that needs to be taken care of instead of the homies? It's like we don't need that. We don't need, So just being mature about it. And then my goal really is, before I even buy a house, is to build I'm gonna be building a real estate company within this next couple months. So start building that out. Right now, I would suggest to anybody, don't buy a home right now because it's a seller's market. If you do plan on investing in the real estate market, I would say go condo or go multi-unit, because with the condos, they're not as in a high demand, so you can still get it at a low price point and build that equity up. But if you buy in the seller's market and with the seller trying to max out on it, like Lakewood is not the most, it's a desirable area, but not the most. And if you're paying $720 in Lakewood, how much further can you really go? So that's what I tell everybody, making sure that if you do buy a house, make sure get those comps in, make sure that you can grow a little bit of equity, because if you already buying, what I tell people, you're not investing in real estate if you buy $1 million house and plan on living in it. That's not investing. That's just you wanted to buy a home. If you want to buy it, if you want to invest, you got to make sure the numbers are right when you do invest. So later down the line, when you sell it for a profit. And that's always one thing that I tell people. And then also making sure that you know everything that's going on. Don't just, for me, I'm an agent. I'm always keep it 100 with everybody and make sure that I'm giving you the best game. But if you're talking to the person you're trying to say you're the listing agent, you're the one who's selling the home, and Javion is talking to you, he wants to buy the home. You're going to tell him everything you can to try to pump up the money you get for that price. So making sure you know what you're talking about, and Javion is doing his due diligence and making sure he knows that the agent is just blowing smoke up his ass, stuff like that. And just making sure everything is right, making sure investments right, making sure, going back to it, making sure you have the money in line to later down on the line, you're not coming out too much out of pocket, so that's my thing.
Man, Marcus Young.
Now, you had mentioned earlier about there being real estate companies, and you were saying working for them would kind of just glorify their brand.
Yep.
Now, is there companies that helps you glorify your brand?
I wouldn't say no, not necessarily, because the way you glorify your brand, let me give you an example like how Alex did in boxing, right? You glorify your name. So Canelo, when Canelo was with Golden Boy, right? You knew he was with Golden Boy, but Canelo had to make his own name to make sure Canelo promotion. That's how you can get with it. You're gonna get with a company, but they're gonna be the main headline. You got to make sure what you're doing in the game is making sure by the time I leave this company, my name is big enough to where I can brand outside of myself. Because the company is just trying to make money off of you, bro.
Yeah.
Because when I was with Nationwide, I was on a 70-30 split, right? Every profit I make, I get 70, they get 30% of it, right?
Okay.
So it's like, why you
thought
get
it was the
30?
other way
No,
around.
like why would I get like? I'm out here doing all the work. Why I need to give you anything, really? Like even like when I was 19, I was like, I'm gonna sign it because I know I'm not gonna sell the most anyway. I'm 19. I'm out here just trying to get my feet wet. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn again.
And being that young, did you feel like people didn't take you serious, or did you have to like earn their respect or earn their trust? You
Yeah,
know
bro,
what I'm
I
saying?
had to earn this. I had to earn the respect. Not really like the people in the office, because I didn't really care about them anyway, because they in competition with me as much as I'm in competition with them. So, like that's how I look at it. There's a lot of people. I look at it like this, bro. Like every year there's a new boxer, there's a new basketball player, there's a new rapper, right? Every year there's hundreds of everybody trying to come into this industry, right? You got to make sure your game is still elevating every year. Every year you got to elevate. Even when they coming in, I got to make sure I'm doing something better. You know, like every year is elevation. You can't just stay stagnant, because if you stay stagnant, they going to catch up to you. They going to surpass you. You got to keep elevating every year. And that's how I look at it, bro, is making sure. I don't care if they look at me as if I need to earn their respect, because I'm going to get it. Like when I was selling houses, the people that I was working with, they didn't even ask me my age. You get what I'm saying? And that's how I was looking. I was like, I'm gonna come in here and make sure I know every question they ask me, I got it. And then we can go straight past the age, you know? Because that's my whole thing coming in. I was like, damn, I'm 19. Like, what 19-year-old is really out here really selling houses, or you know? So like, I already know I look young. You get what I'm saying? So what could I do to really make sure I don't even have that question asked? So that's why I always make sure coming in. That's why I really overeducated myself in a sense. Like, bro, I came in here and made sure I knew everything about real estate. I took real estate more serious than I took college. You get what I'm saying, bro? Like, I was sitting in class learning about math, bro, and I don't even use that math shit in the real estate. Like, bro, like I don't use nothing that I learned in college. Maybe I would use like some of the marketing classes to put into my real estate, bro, but the math and the English and shit like that, I don't use none of it, bro. So like, what is college really teaching me if I'm not using it? It's like I'm giving y'all money for like colleges, bro. Like I would say college is important when you go to those upper division classes and you learning about what you really want to learn, like the marketing and then the business, or like international business and stuff like that. But those first 2 years is like, bro, like I'm taking general ed classes, bro. Like, you know, taking science. I'm not even a science major, dog. Like, like come on.
I appreciate you saying, going back to the age thing, I appreciate you saying that, because I feel like a lot of the times the problems that we think of is all in our head.
Bro, all of
you
them,
was thinking
bro.
like, man, I'm young as hell.
Bro.
They go talk about I'm 19 and they didn't even ask you.
They
your
didn't
fucking
ask me,
age.
bro.
You
And
feel
that's,
me?
bro, before I even go into I'm going into an open house, like, damn, bro, like, I see these business cards, like, damn, everybody on these business cards is like 10 years older than me, bro, like 20 years older than me. So I'm already thinking, like, I'm nervous. Like, oh, they gonna, oh, how old are you? But like, never, I've only had that question asked maybe like a couple times, and it was always in a good light.
Like, oh, wow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And never thinking of, oh, you're only 19. I don't know. They're like, wow. I'm like, I'm glad to see, you know, a person like you in real estate. Because really, bro, I'm going to tell you the different type of agents in this realm. You got the people like myself who are in it for the education benefits of it, trying to really educate the different people in real estate. Then you got the older cats who are coming here trying to make a profit. You get what I'm saying? The older people who came out of different retirements.
They loud? I'll tell them to shut the fuck up. Let me know, Gio. I got the blicky. Don't edit this out. No.
Talk to him.
No, edit it out.
Hey, I know one thing. You help me one more time.
He tripping over here.
Oh my God! Did he not just hear me say I got the blicky?
He got it.
This
Come on,
nigga
man.
not
He
just
tripping.
hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, you know that's cool and all. You know what I'm saying? I got the.
I will shoot you.
No, you won't.
Javion, you don't got no damn blicky. You got no damn blicky.
Unless you reach under this couch, he ain't know.
Nigga, you was late.
JVI came late. Ain't no
You was late. Ain't that under the couch?
They got live here.
You live in the gym. That's what I like to hear. You live in the gym. That's right. That boy working.
That's crazy.
Hey, honestly,
That's
I'm
so
I'm a real likable person when I want to be.
Nah, you know what it is?
When I want to be likable, I can be pretty likable.
Nah, you know what I noticed? All of his guests
Like you?
turn. Yeah, they like me. They turn against him. All of my guests turned against me. That's crazy.
Oh man, we ain't turning against you yet though.
Nah, not yet.
He said yeah.
Not yet. I ain't mean yeah.
No,
Yeah,
not yet,
that's
nigga.
cool.
Yeah, we gonna catch you lacking, nigga. Nah, for real. Are you familiar with wholesaling?
Wholesaling, yeah. I was gonna get into that, bro, but I would say wholesaling is a big liability.
Yeah.
It's a big liability because, bro, like you coming in and you're telling that person, I have somebody who's really already going under contract, right?
Yeah.
You don't have that person. 9 times out of 10, 8 times, 7 times out of 10, you don't got that person yet. And then you did wholesaling before.
I did wholesaling.
Yeah, I'm not even saying.
First of all, tell the people what is wholesaling.
Wholesaling is basically saying somebody who's saying I can get somebody under contract to buy your house in a matter of a time frame.
Okay.
I have nothing against people who wholesale. I love everything about real estate. Wholesaling is basically a way you can get into real estate without getting your license. But I would say wholesaling is a big liability because if you don't have somebody under contract already or in the time frame, they can end up suing you. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have, you already lose automatically because you basically lied in the contract.
And so at that point, you're considered the middleman.
Yeah, you are a middleman.
You are a
for
middleman.
real.
So I'm a middleman. Like if you're selling real estate, you are the middleman because but wholesaling is different because in real estate you already have a listing agent and then you have a buyer's agent. So somebody's already selling this house. I'm just bringing a buyer to purchase it.
Yeah.
With wholesaling, it's like I'm both of those people.
Yeah.
I'm helping you sell this house, so you get a bigger commission off of wholesaling, but it's a bigger liability because you're saying, all right, I can sell you. I'm selling this contract. It's a contract basically. I'm selling this contract to this person who wants to buy it.
Yeah.
But now on the time frame, if you don't have that person, you got to look around and really
Scramble.
you gotta grind to make sure
Yeah.
and it's like if you don't have that person in time frame, it's like, dude, like you said you had it, where's my money at?
Exactly.
You know, it's like
And shit, 10 times out of 10 with wholesaling, you're offering cash. You're offering cash for the home. We're saying pretty much knocking on your door saying, hey, are you willing to sell your house? If they say yes, then you negotiate with them. And most likely you're going to say like, oh, I put a cash offer in, like no loans guaranteed. A cash offer. And I know me personally, when I did it, I was with a real estate club. So I mean,
is it a broker or just like people who just wholesale?
it was a wholesalers, pretty much a group of wholesalers, and they were some cash buyers in the club as well. So I did have access to some cash buyers, and I met while wholesaling, it was kind of crazy. While I was out there knocking on doors, I actually met somebody else that was knocking on doors, and then he gave me his access to his cash buyers list.
Okay.
So I had a few cash
Yeah.
buyers, but yeah, man, it was a grind for sure. It was for sure a grind. But
Cause then it's like you're just going door to door,
yeah,
knocking on it like, oh, like
niggas cussing you out.
yeah, like get off my property. Like but the thing is, like, with me, like the difference with me is like I have access to a thing called MLS,
Yeah.
a multiple listing service, so I can see homes that are coming soon, homes that are active, homes that are expired. Expired homes are just homes that were signed on a contract date. Either they didn't sell or the owner just like, okay, I don't want to sell it no more. You know, so stuff like that, and that's called an expired listing. Then you have closed sales. Those are homes that are already sold and stuff like that. So I go after the expireds and just like, okay, what's the reason your home didn't sell within this time frame? I can help you sell it. Or sometimes the owner just didn't want to sell it, you know? So it's a lot less of me going to door, knocking on the door. And then there's also a thing, I'm gonna put people on game, free game. You can go on this. It's a thing called,
Trenches exclusive.
it's called Fast People Search. You take, it's free game. Hopefully they don't charge me after this because I gave it to y'all because I'm gonna be mad. So you know, they start putting monthly subscriptions on it. It's called Fast People Search. You can put an address into that website, and then it will give you the people who live in that home, because every like, this is technically free information of it's public records. That's what it is. People, you have to put your public records on wherever you live. So you put it down, you put the address in, and then it gives you the homeowner. It gives you their phone number, it gives you their, you know, their cell phone, their home phone, stuff like that, and you can reach out. 9 times out of 10 they'll be working with, not 9 times, I would say 7 times out of 10 they're already working with the agent, but then you get a deal out of it.
Yeah.
So sometimes, so doing the work helps, but wholesaling, just the thing I don't like about wholesaling, bro, is the people who are on YouTube trying to tell people to wholesale.
Okay.
That's my problem with wholesaling. It's
Yeah.
like That's my problem
It's
with
like Forex.
Yeah, that's my problem with wholesaling. That's my problem with people like me in the industry, like real estate agents, and people who are telling these people you can come in and the next week you're gonna make 10,000.
They selling a dream.
Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna come
Yeah.
in, bro, and you're not gonna make 10,000 your first week unless you already know somebody who's down to buy a house, who's already pre-approved, and they're ready to go.
You gotta put the grind.
You can't exactly, bro. Nobody's coming in. Maybe I'm not saying nobody. There's some people who's come in and made 10,000 2 weeks first week, but it's not 100% of people not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So you gotta make sure you gotta stop believing in false hope, bro. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people, you come join this team, 10,000 your first week, 10,000, 100,000 in a year,
Yeah.
right? That's what they're telling you, right? But you come in, it's like they not even making 100,
Right? And they try to make 100 off of selling.
Oh,
you a course.
yeah, they
They
making
trying to
their
sell
money
you a
off
course
the
and
course.
shit.
And it's like, bro, like I'm reading the course, I'm doing everything right. And that first year, bro, nothing might not take off.
Yeah.
Like my first year of real estate, bro, nothing took off.
Yeah.
But what I did was my brand was there and people knew my name. I had a couple people who were trying to buy I put in a position, but sometimes weren't ready.
Yeah.
You know, so that was my first year. Like my first year was putting people in position to make sure if they were ready, I'm already there. I'm here to set you up. But
Yeah.
their financials weren't aligned. So like it's not always about you. It's always about the people you're working with. Sometimes they're not ready. Sometimes they need a little bit more time to work on themselves. But then it's like if you're doing your job, you're doing what you need to do right, they gonna always have you in mind. Like I'm ready when that time is right. Oh, my boy Marcus is here. You know what I'm saying? They're not thinking about nobody else.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing how to build your brand is around like being sincere. Like always do sincere business, because if you're not, it's gonna come out eventually. Bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you like, people can even feel if you're not being sincere to them. You know, like I'm blowing smoke up your ass like this nigga bullshitting.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even gonna text his ass back. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you bullshitting.
Everything.
Like,
And it's just making that transition from you finding your clients to your clients finding you.
Exactly, bro. And it's like started at 19. I'm 22 now. By the time I'm 30, bro, I'm not even gonna have to make no calls, bro. They gonna call me.
You gonna have a team.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the goal,
Gonna
bro.
have
It's
to get
like
2 phones.
yeah, it's
I got
like,
2 phones.
keep elevating. Never stay stagnant in what you're doing, bro. Like
And I just want to commend you, because it's hard to, you feel me, do something for a year straight and then not see no profit from it. You
not
feel me?
eat, bro. I was starving, bro.
Hungry.
For a year.
He was hungry.
Bones, skin and bones. Eat, starving.
Hungry. Now
You know
look
what
at
I'm
him.
saying?
Meat on his
Like,
bones.
Little
He
bit,
eating.
little
He
bit.
eating. He eating.
But yeah, bro, like, and it's hard for a lot of people to like, because a lot of people, again, they want that instant gratification.
Nah, for real.
You get what I'm saying? It's like, for me, that whole year, it's like, damn, bro, like, should I still do this? Like,
Yeah, for real.
like, am I doing something wrong? Like, but it's like, bro, like, everybody that's older than me, I'm looking at it wrong. Everybody had, again, they 10, 15, 20 years older than me, bro. Some of these people were like in their 50s I'm competing with. So they already know people who are either selling their home, they want to buy a home, selling condos, getting ready to buy. I don't have my sphere of influence, bro. It's like 19. You would have been a couple years. You would have been, what, 21? You would have been my age. Y'all not buying homes right now.
Nah.
If you do, you like my real niche was helping people when I first got in, helping people in the rental market. That's why I don't ever discredit anybody renting, because sometimes you need to be renting to get you to that next position, right? So I always help people get into their rental positions, because some people don't know you can come through a realtor and they could actually get you a decent price off the amount of the rent, right? Yeah. So like one of my guys, he had really bad credit, right? So it took us about a couple months a month to even get him in a spot. But I was like, okay, the rent is $3,000, but he'll give you $2,500 for a year and 6 months. But for the $3,000, it was only a year. But now for a year and 6 months at $2,500, you making a little more profit. You get what I'm saying? So just a little bit of tips and tricks to really sway the owner and stuff like that. And always never be an asshole in this game, because again, like that one person might come back to you and need your help. You know what I'm saying? Like what I always see is it's a sphere. It's always coming back. It's a circle. Everything is a big circle, bro. Like you do something to somebody, it's gonna come back to you. You good to somebody, it's gonna come back to you. Like how I see it, I always put good faith out there when I'm doing my business, and then I always see people telling my clients, "Oh, like your agent really worked hard for you." You know what I'm saying? And that makes the client like, damn, he cares like about me, not just a profit. And it's like I don't even talk about the profit to my clients. We're not talking about paying me. We're gonna talk about how we can sexually set you up. You know, so that's my main thing, bro.
And that's I think that's the beautiful thing because when you chase money, it's always gonna be running from you. When you help people, you attract money. You feel me? The money
Exactly,
gonna come to you, so you
Like,
don't even gotta really worry about like how you said. You don't even gotta worry about what you gonna get paid because as long as you help people, the money gonna come.
Money
to you
gonna
for
come,
real.
bro. Like that's the thing. Like when you sell, like the thing is from being a salesperson and be like me, I think myself as an educator. When you selling something, it's like it's a turn off again, bro.
Yeah.
Like I already like if you going like if I'm going to a car lot, dude, I'm about to buy a car. You don't need to sell me no car. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you antagonizing me, like, bro, let me look. Like
you
you know what I'm
thirsty.
saying?
Yeah, you thirsty.
Yeah, like let me look. Like and like that's what I do for my clients. It's like I'll send you some houses that are on the market, but send me what you want to look at. You get what I'm saying? Send me what you want to go see, and we gonna do it like that instead of me sending you 30 houses and you only like 5.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? You could have sent me those 5, and we can make it happen like that. So that's how I look at it. And it's never breathe down anybody's neck, because then it's like, bro, somebody gonna know when somebody thirsty or hungry, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's food to the next person, because like I'm not as thirsty, and they gonna go right to the next man, you know, or woman. They gonna, because in this real estate, in this agency, everybody knows. I want to say probably, you know, max 3 people in this game. You know, either somebody who's a real estate agent like me, you know, somebody who's an investor, and you know somebody who just says they're in real estate, right? So just making sure out of those 3 people, one's gonna be genuine, one's gonna be blowing smoke, and one's not gonna know half of the shit that they talking about. You got what I'm talking about? If you talk to all,
one I am.
you talk to all 3 of them, you got to make sure you in good hands, and make sure, you know, again, do your due diligence, and then you gonna see behind the glass mirror who's telling the truth, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. And even in real estate, some agents who are in my position, they don't even know what they talking about, bro. Like some new agents, they got in, they still don't understand the game. They still learning the game.
Bro, Shorty is tripping. She loud, you know?
I know exactly who that is. That's
Be right back. Be right back. Commercial break. Commercial break.
Nobody want no loud, obnoxious ass girl. Back to the real estate.
Girls, don't be obnoxious and don't be
obnoxious. We not about to sell you a house.
and don't be out there. Don't be needy. Don't be the center of attention too. Dudes like that quiet girl. Like, okay, who you? You know, so
let me figure out something.
let me figure out who you are.
You telling me everything I need to know before I met you. Let
Exactly.
me figure out
She
something.
said, "Come rap to
Come
me."
rap to me like, oh my god, my girl gonna beat you.
My girl gonna put the gloves on. You better stop playing.
Be in the house hitting the bitch, nigga.
My girl shadowboxing right now.
At the crib. What's up, bro? You come in.
What's up?
Yeah.
You come in.
Feel free to ask questions, man. Whatever y'all.
Whatever we got.
Any
huh?
questions,
I'm
man?
trying to think about. I'm trying to put my head in the space of like somebody like just the information that people might need.
Oh, I also want to say, everybody knows Zillow, everybody knows Redfin and stuff like that. I want to compare those to OfferUp, Goat, StockX, stuff like that,
Okay.
right? And a lot of people gonna ask why, because you go to Zillow, you see one price, right? You go to OfferUp, you see what they want to sell it at. You go to Goat, you see what they sell it at. But what they don't know is, on the backside of that, is the house could have been on the market for about 2 months. I can get a $50,000 off for a house that's been on the market for 2 months.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But they're not gonna show you that on Zillow. You know, they're not gonna show you what's wrong with the property. So that's why you always got to make sure you asking the agent questions and saying how long has this house been on the market, and just asking questions like that, because Go's gonna show you the highest price point that they want this house at. StockX, same thing. You can bid, don't mean you're gonna get accepted, but make sure you bid in that a little under if it's been on the market for 2 months. Don't put all your money in it if it's not, something that's worth it. So that's my little gem, is making sure you ask how long it's been on the market, making sure they're not trying to waive any contingencies, make sure it gets appraised at value, because I don't like seeing anybody losing a property that they really love because it didn't appraise at the price that it said it was, you know, and them having to come out $50,000 extra is something that I don't believe is right. So just making sure everybody is doing what they need, like the buyer is asking the right questions, and then the agent is making sure he's giving the right information. You know?
So you will only use Zillow unless you have those things in mind, or would you just recommend somebody just to go directly to an agent that has access to the MLS?
No, I would say go use Zillow. Use Zillow to see what's on the market. Of course, use it. Like that's how you're gonna go to Go. You can go to StockX to see what shoes is out there, right? You can go to OfferUp to see what you need is out there. Okay. Just make sure you're looking at the description of it. You know that $100 skateboard could have been on the market for it got 3 wheels. You know what I'm saying? Like he want 100, I'm gonna give you 50 though. He gonna say, okay, I'm gonna take that 50 because it do got 3 wheels. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, bro. It's like making sure you go to Zillow first, see what's on the market, see what you like, see what's out there that you want to go see, but then have your agent say, okay, how long has this been on the market? Is there any, if they got the inspection done, make sure they send the inspection to us to see what's wrong with the property and stuff like that, and then we can get the ball rolling there. Just don't say, I love it, I'm going to go put all this money in. You know what I'm saying? And then also, when we say you do get your offer accepted, we get the appraisal, and not the appraisal, I'm sorry, but the inspection, and the inspection says there's this, and this wrong. Now you still have room to negotiate. So we're saying, okay, we offered you $765, but the roof is a $10,000 repair. The plumbing is an extra $5. That's $15. We'll give you $755 now for the repairs. They're gonna say okay because we know that the next person gonna do the same thing. Or we can say the house is sold as is, but then again, a lot of people not gonna come in and buy it because why would I put if I'm already buying it at $765, well I'm gonna pay you $780 now because I need the repairs done. That don't make sense for me, you know. Everything. So just make sure you're doing that's my main thing is due diligence, making sure you educating yourself and make sure you asking the right questions, bro. A question is never, even in high school they told us this, it's never a bad question, it's never a wrong question when you educating yourself. You get what I'm saying? It's never a dumb question when you trying to learn something for the first time, bro. So that's my thing.
Yes, sir. Now, let's talk about like how you mentioned Texas and you mentioned, the other states. Would you recommend, as far on an investing standpoint, would you recommend investing in other states?
Yeah, of course. You invest anywhere. Park your money where you think your money gonna grow. You get what I'm saying? Don't park your money to where. I would say if you visit, I would say like I wouldn't park my money in a place where I don't visit often. Like I would say I would invest in Vegas because I'll go to Vegas. I got family in Texas, so I'd probably go visit Texas more than I'll go visit Missouri or Washington or shit like that. Like, and then park your money where it's low property, like properties a lot cheaper out there, and you can get it for a lot lower, and you can see it grow over the years. California is really high right now, bro, and there's not a lot of room to where you can gain equity. I would say Wrigley's is good. I'm gonna show you the prime areas of where like you can make a little bit of money. North side, I would say north side of Long Beach, Wrigley area, over here east side, the west, and just like areas to where they're not as the homes are not as nicer, but you can put money into those homes and make those areas nicer.
Yeah, you gotta build that equity.
You gotta, and I would say every year is a 5% increase in your equity. So every year your home can grow on average 5% in equity. That's only if you're maintaining the home, keeping your home up to date. But if the rug's dirty, your roof messed up, windows, stuff like that, that's when you decrease the value of your home, So, and that's just making sure you want your home to stay at the value or grow. Never buy a home to make sure you're getting away. What's the point of that? So make sure you're always adding value and just keeping your home in good quality shape. So that's my main thing.
At all times.
Now, this question is a little bit off topic. Well, not off topic, but it kind of has to do with like traveling and stuff like that. Like, what's your take on buying a house and using it for an Airbnb?
Airbnb is, so you can do Airbnb a great way, but it's like right now nobody going to Airbnb because of COVID, so it's like now if you only doing your homes for Airbnb, it's like that 4 months you still paying a mortgage on a home that nobody using, right? So it's kind of you got to pick where like COVID right now. So Florida will be a good place for Airbnb because Florida's open, Nevada's open. Places where these states where like they're opening it up would be a good place for Airbnb. But like California is really strict. New York is hella strict. Like the liberal states everywhere, like where the mayors is like, nah, close. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta will be a good place because Atlanta's open. So any states that's like the governor and the people don't care about COVID and the health wise will be a good place because they jumping. My boys just went to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So you could have been in your Airbnb. You know, so stuff like that. So
And that's the thing, though. You don't really like situations like this, and you can't guess that. Like, you can't,
unpredicted,
you feel
bro.
me? Like if you got an Airbnb in Atlanta, you just lucky.
Lucky, you just lucked out. You know, like your Airbnb in Florida, you just lucky, bro. Like you just picked a good place, a prime area to be at. But your Airbnb in Culver City, is nobody there. I mean, you could rent it out. You could take it off the Airbnb market. That's a good thing because there's a lot of flexibility with Airbnb. It's like I can take it off. I don't need.
Oh yeah, that was my next question.
Okay. I don't. Airbnb is like, say you renting your property, and then they leave for they lease about to be up, and I need to do some repairs for 6 months. I can put it up on Airbnb for 6 months, make that money from Airbnb. When it's ready, I'll put it back up for rent. You know what I'm saying? But Airbnb is just a quick way to monetize your house. Yeah. You know, like, because you're going to make probably more off of Airbnb in a couple weeks than you would in rent because, like, Airbnb is low-key expensive. Like, like a good Airbnb, like, $600, like, you know, like, for a night, you know. So if you get 2 nights, that's $1,200. And then the next week, you know. So Airbnb is good money, but the time frame, you got to know when to put it on Airbnb, you know, and be quick with it.
And when people don't understand about Airbnb, is so, I mean, it sounds like I tried to do everything, but I tried to do like an Airbnb arbitrage. I forget what it said. But pretty much I tried to get an apartment and rent the apartment out, and then I was going to Airbnb the apartment. But with that, I had to find a cleaning company to come turn around the Airbnb. So that's, you know, a little bit out of your profit. And then I tried to get in contact with like a good handyman. Because let's say if something goes wrong, let's say the guest fucked up a cabinet or something, I gotta call a handyman that could come down there and fix it real quick. But the problem that I was facing with that is because the rent in LA, because I tried doing it in LA downtown, the rent downtown was so high that the numbers really didn't really make sense. But nah, for real, there's actually investors that's their strategy. Their strategy is using Airbnb. That's their investment strategy. Now, how he said now they're probably leaning towards more conventional rents because of COVID. But the people do that though.
Yeah, because if you like in a perfect market, I would say like even like a year ago, bro, Airbnbs was jumping.
Hell yeah.
Everybody had an Airbnb. Like the Airbnb, like because it's more freedom in the Airbnb than it is a hotel. Because you can do whatever. You got a backyard in the back of it. You can have like some people. Nobody gonna like. The Airbnb owner gonna say you can only have this many guests, right? But nobody
he ain't gonna check.
He like,
he gonna check.
Like, my 21st birthday, bro. My 21st birthday, I got an Airbnb.
Yeah.
I got an Airbnb, right, bro? AZ Chike threw a music video the day before in the same Airbnb. AZ Chike. AZ Chike.
He right? He hard?
He cool.
He LA artist. You know?
Oh, okay. He did a music video.
Yeah, so he had a music video on Airbnb. We get in the Airbnb, bro. The shit is filthy.
Yeah.
We get in there before the cleaning ladies.
Oh.
So like but the dude said check in at the time we came, right?
Yeah.
We came and checked in. I walk in, bro. I'm like, it's my
lady
birthday,
late.
bro. Like, everything messed up, bro.
They
turned up, bro. They turned up, and like the music video was crazy. Like the next day, the homie, I didn't even know he threw a music video. I just thought it was like a dirty thing, right? Yeah. The next day, the homie was like, "Hey, bro, this was at the Airbnb last night."
That shit was up.
So I was like, "Damn!" Like it was crazy. And then the dude they messed some things up, right? And the dude tried to charge us for it. But we was like, bro, like we not even paying for this Airbnb at this point. You know?
Because that's the problem. If the cleaning ladies would have been there first, and the cleaning ladies would have been able to report,
relay that
they
message.
did it.
Exactly. So, bro, it's like, why would I why would I pay for it when you didn't even see the guests yesterday? You know, and then it's like, I would recommend people. You might want to have some cameras in your Airbnb because a lot of people want to say they didn't do stuff.
And I was gonna say that some of them. Well, I've been in some that do. You know what I'm saying? And they be strict on that shit. Like they have a what's that? The ring.
Yeah,
The-
see
yeah,
people
They
coming
count
in.
everybody. They
They
count,
Yeah.
count everybody.
They call you
that
like,
coming
nigga,
in.
you got 4. It's 5 motherfuckers in there. We said 4.
One of my boys was going to the Navy, right? This was 2 years ago. And he had a party with an Airbnb, right? And then the owner came in. Everybody gotta go. Turned the light, bro. It was funny. It was a short little dude, right?
Yeah.
He coming up the stairs. He was just looking like
He fuming and shit.
like I'm outside. We outside. I'm like, who's this dude walking up the stairs? So I'll
Yeah.
follow him, just make
I'm
sure
just
he's not
picturing-
tripping or
I'm just
anything.
picturing Hess
Like,
walking up them
exactly.
stairs.
I'm walking up the stairs. I'm like,
Nobody
I walk
laugh.
up with him.
Nobody laugh.
Gia laughed.
Nobody
Walk up with him,
laugh.
make sure like this dude ain't about to trip on nobody, just make
Yeah.
sure everybody good. He turned on the lights, everybody go.
Everybody
now.
go.
Get out of here. You see
Get out my
motherfuckers
house.
like, damn, bro. Like,
Yeah. He bought.
nah, he was short little dude, a little bit of hair.
Okay.
He had
A little bit
he
of
had the
hair.
hair right here, but the bald on top.
Yeah. I know the type.
I was
I
like,
can't wait.
I was like
That's
that,
for
bro.
sure.
Like, but I
wait till
understand,
it's
bro.
my
Who are the
turn.
you gonna have to pay for that the next day? You feel
Yeah.
me? So at the end of the day, I get it. Like, but with rent, I would say you get more. You don't get more money with renting, but I would say you probably, depending on the month though. You know, it really depends on like rent is more consistent because you know how much you're gonna get per month. But say like December, January, a lot of people gonna be home in December for Christmas, but a lot of people might book the Airbnb for New Year. So you got the months. Nobody might buy it December, but it might start rising up in January. So the months really matter, bro.
Yeah.
But you got a set price for rent, but it can fluctuate with Airbnb, and that's the thing for me is like I'm not a high risk person. Like I like to limit my risk as much as possible. And like even with stocks, I like to park my money to where like I know I'm gonna get a little bit back. I'm not gonna put too much because I don't want to lose too much. You get what I'm saying? So for Airbnb, I mean, I would try it out. I wouldn't do it for a whole year. I would say do it for when you have like say your renter. Say you do have a renter, he's doing it for 6 months. Maybe he's only renting for 6 months. Maybe try the other 6 months for Airbnb and see where you make your most money at, and then add it up at the end of those 6 months. And say, okay, renting makes more sense because I made more money here than I made there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's how I'll say it. That's all. Just making sure you really looking at what you're doing because anything you get into, bro, you gotta make sure you're doing it right. Like you can't come in a boxing, a half-ass boxing, you're gonna get your ass knocked out.
Exactly.
Can't come into real estate, a half-ass real estate, you're gonna get your money took. You know, so everything takes like patience, bro, and making sure you know what you're doing. Like that's my main thing.
Everything.
Because everything is tied in together, bro. Like you can analogy boxing to real estate to boxing, bro. Because it's really like the attention to detail you need, and everything is the same. Because if you don't pay attention to one thing, it's gonna fuck you up in the long run. You know what I'm saying? One thing here, you don't focus here, it's gonna come back 6 months. Like should have did that. You know,
Everything.
so making sure you're doing everything right.
And on that note, y'all, I think we should wrap it up, man. That's been a lot of
Wrap it
gems
up
in this
then.
one, for real. A lot of gems in this one. But since you being funny,
I
nigga.
don't even know what you're talking about.
Since you being funny,
hey,
nigga.
Marcus, tell them where they can follow you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead, give him. No, since you a damn comedian, go ahead and give him your 16, nigga.
16, what's that?
Yeah, you so funny.
You
Go
need a
ahead.
16. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, 'cause Marcus actually tuned in. He actually watched the podcast, so he know what's coming next. You need to give him your 16.
That's crazy,
He got it.
bro.
Dope, got it.
I was not prepared. That's all I got.
He got an 8.
I got a quick 4. Bro.
Throw a little Airbnb bar in there, dog. Talk about what we learned today.
What,
Wow.
the gym open 7 days a week?
Nah, we
Six
6, yeah,
Six.
yeah. That's what, yeah.
On Saturday, just
In the morning.
from 9 to like 2.
I don't think Jevion got a 16 for y'all, dog. I don't think Jevion got a 16 for y'all.
Man.
Oh shit! We done spit it again. The podcast. Now we spitting again. Catch me in the club drinking off the hen.
This is a throwaway though.
It's a little
It's a
throwaway.
throwaway.
Give it-
It's a back
throwaway.
pocket verse.
Just in case. Go
Yeah,
ahead, give it to him.
It's a throwaway.
Okay, I fuck with it.
Look.
Spit him.
This is
Get
thorough.
him.
I want y'all to, give me the headphones.
Give
Turn
him a
the
lighter.
headphones
You need a
up.
lighter. You need to
A
light the
little
mic
lighter,
up.
you feel me? Where the lighter at? I need to be on my Lil Wayne tip.
Let's get him, Jay.
Oh shit.
Turn me up. Turn him
Hold
down.
on. Nah, we cool right here. Look,
Go.
I said to live up in the hood, you got to live with all the politics. This Rollie is my trophy. All the hoes gonna acknowledge it. The same nigga you got it with, fuck around and rob your shit or pop your shit. They were niggas such a fucking contradict. Let's be realistic. They want you to be a statistic. Either you dead or you facing life sentence. They said that you did it, but really you didn't. My nigga, we get it. This is not a
This is not a gimmick.
This is not a gimmick. I'm intending to put an ending on behalf of my descendants. Word to Kendrick. Don't do this for the gram. Do this for my city. They coming with me, bitch.
Get him.
Bitches mad they ain't fucking with me. Niggas hating. I feel the envy. Hold the trigger till it's empty. And that's the Children of the Trenches exclusive, nigga. You in truth.
Episode
Another Trenches exclusive.
14, baby.
Episode 14. He knows.
Episode 14. Episode
Nah, man,
14,
it's been real, bro. Like we said, we got to get you back down here,
I
bro.
appreciate you
sir.
guys, man.
You dropped a lot of gems for the
Hold
people.
up, I got some more. Look, I want to invest in real estate.
Okay.
So my garage could look like a dealership.
Okay.
I know y'all feel this shit.
Uh-huh.
Real niggas envy, but it's okay. Cause I'm killing.
Cause
Talk
you
to
killing
him.
it. My young nigga drilling shit. We
Oh.
come through with the blicky gun down. We come on, boy.
Talk to him.
No. This has been episode 14 of the Children of the
Episode
Trenches
14.
podcast.
Wait. He didn't tell them where they can follow you at.
You follow me on Instagram, Twitter, all that. MarcusY.re.
Yes, sir.
You can email me, same thing. MarcusY.re, gmail.com. And if you go on my Instagram, type in. You can text me from there too. I'm not gonna put my number on here, but you can. If you go on my Instagram, you can find me and reach out. So make sure we reach out, talk real estate, and we can get it done for you, man.
Hell
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yes, sir. That's Marcus Young.
Yep.
Part 2
We're
definitely.
gonna talk
coming
about
soon.
next. We can talk about flips and everything like that. Part
Let's
2.
get
so,
into it.
yeah.
Yeah. So y'all wanna learn more, man? Y'all better tune in for real
Yep.
because
For sure.
man, this is the information that we all need for real.
Yep.
But this has been episode 14 of the Trenches podcast. I am your host, Anthony Finesse Hess.
Marcus Young, baby.
Hey, no.
Hey, y'all don't know, man. I'm co-hosting. Davion out. I'm here.
We're not doing this.
Hey, if y'all want Marcus in,
Thank you guys
if y'all
for
want
watching the
Marcus in,
Javion
and y'all
show.
want-
This
y'all
has
want-
been your host, Javion Cardinal. My guests, they ain't.
When Davion and TJ, I'm here.
Hey, if y'all want Marcus to be the new co-host, let
DM
us
me,
know
baby.
in
Don't
the
do that.
comments. Let us know in the comments. Like this video if
To
you want
replace
Marcus
Like, comment, and subscribe,
to
baby.
get Javion up
To
out of
replace
here.
Hess.
To get Javion up out of
We
there.
replacing Hess.
Nah.
Nah, it's cool.
Oh yeah, we're going live. Shit, what is it?
We had a. Hey, yeah, Joey. We need to
We
talk
gotta
about
figure thing
that.
out. We gotta figure that. No, but look, our first ever live podcast is going soon. Is coming soon with Alex and Artrell Williams. We had them on episode 7 and episode 12 of the podcast.
Yeah.
A lot of gems. So we're gonna bring both those guys together, and then we're gonna go live, and you guys could comment at any questions we have on the spot. You could talk shit about Javion on the spot. I'm gonna join in with you. So yeah, you feel me? We just trying to engage more with our audience.
They
And,
coming soon.
Live roast session on there.
They
Like,
coming
bro,
soon.
get in there and
He
clip
not-
this nigga.
he not ready.
Please
Okay.
clip this
He
nigga.
not ready.
Please clip this nigga.
He not ready.
You heard it here.
You heard it here first.
He not ready.
No. First ever live podcast
I'm
coming
finna
soon.
bleed the scene.
We go. We go announce the date, the official date for sure, pretty soon. But yeah, man, this has been episode 14, and we
14.
out. You're
Yerp.
Stay blessed.
blessed.
Appreciate y'all, man.
No, hey, I'm about to follow you right. See, Javion. See, I thought all Javion.